I have seen this in some. I'll tell you, just to share. To me, it was a heartbreaking story, but it's along the same lines. I went to a home in lovely Saddle River a couple of years ago, and this gal so desperately wanted to get pregnant. She had lost a baby, and it was causing all sorts of havoc in her life and the husband's life, and she just couldn't get pregnant for anything. And we're walking around the house, and then she points out the urn with the ashes of the deceased baby.
Oh, my goodness.
I said, you have to bury those ashes. You've got to set this child free, and you're going to get pregnant. She called me. She went out, it was winter. They dug anyway under the favorite tree in the front yard, put the ashes there. They now have a very lovely child. So you see, the energy really gets stuck. It's almost macabre what happens.
Yeah, so there's a lot of wisdom about. They talk about getting rid of the ashes.
Yes, there's tremendous wisdom. You set them free. Why would you hold anybody back?
Yeah. Well, one of my daughters is moving out into her own house. I'll give it to her to take with her.
Bye-bye, Dad. Here you go.
Right.
But it's kind of pitiful that they haven't moved on. That they see. First of all, and I know this sounds almost sacrilegious. We don't die. He didn't die. He's lightened up.
Right.
And
I
think
was able to educate them on that after he did die.
Okay.
Showing them how ways he was showing up, the ways he was talking to us, each one differently, and they finally caught on. That he does talk to each one differently and things like that.
Okay.
But there's this one. I mean, she was Daddy's little girl.
Yeah.
So she has been having a lot of trouble letting go.
Well,
but she's the one who's moving out, so
good. That'll help. That'll help. Yeah. She'll take good care of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a couple of years after she's in, have her call me, and I'll give her the pep talk.
Right.
Jeez. Oh.
Wow.
Well,
and one other question
Yes.
I was going to ask you. I moved into the front bedroom, which is nice and sunny and bright and cheery.
Mm-hmm.
And the master bedroom was a much darker room. It's in the back of the house, facing north. But this bedroom that I'm in now is facing west. But the front it's at the front of the house, which is facing south.
Okay. So you got sort of a southwest. Mm-hmm.
But my bed is facing west.
Your headboard is on the west?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've been having problems sleeping.
Yeah.
A lot of problems sleeping.
Yeah. Is there any other place to put the bed?
Yeah, I could move it around.
Okay. If you
does the bed have to be moved, or can you just change your position in the bed?
No, at the bed. You have to move the bed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish it were that easy.
Right.
If you can, but before you go to that enormous effort, stand on other walls. Stand, with your back to all the other walls and feel it out. Could you imagine your bed here?
Okay.
All right. Give it that gentle test first before you go shifting everything.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, the west is not your best wall.
All right.
North wall is good for you, and east wall is good for you. South wall is actually good for you. It's just not so good this year.
Oh, okay.
So your two good choices are east and north, if you can.
Okay. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that.
And make the room happy. Make it lovely, and make it welcoming for maybe a new person. Once you kind of make an adjustment in the kitchen.
Right. Well, I'm actually in a twin bed now.
Okay.
Instead of I got rid of the bed. I got rid of a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel really good in this room. It is a very happy room. I have, a lot of my books.
Good. Well,
which,
it's good and bad. Books can also prevent a relationship. But where you are right now in your healing journey, I'd say books are wonderful.
Yeah, they're almost like my friends.
Well, they are. Books are your friends. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's that, and it's like it's simple. I have two statues, one a male and one a female.
Well, that's good.
Actually, at the
Good. That's helpful.
Yeah. some religious things,
Mm-hmm.
which are very comforting for me.
Okay.
And also a picture of the angels. And I have a picture of this one woman, which I love. It's called Anything is Possible.
Okay.
And it's this beautiful woman standing on a mountaintop she's facing a sunrise, and she's got her hands outstretched, and there's these massive amounts of butterflies flowing out all from her.
That sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not so sure that you're the right candidate for a big, full-on relationship. I like the idea of dinner now and then, and because you're doing a lot of beautiful growth work with what you're telling me.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just you saying that, about dinner once in a while, a nice talk or something like that, a hug once in a while, it's like, yeah, that feels comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just don't want, the men I have been talking to is like, they hang on you. I don't want to be carrying anybody anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Honor that. Be true to you.
Right.
It feels more like it's time for you to be, the bulk of the attention is on you restocking your shelves, your inner shelves, any which way you like.
You mean with new things?
No. Energetically, esoterically, with new ideas, with new beginnings, with new hope, with new beliefs,
Okay.
Yeah, new that way. That's the restocking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, good inner restocking time.
Just as a metaphor, we had this dog one time who we used to have to keep in the house all the time in the backyard. And one day he got out, and I live in a cul-de-sac, and one day he got out, and he ran out into the front. He thought he was, like, really cool. And he stopped dead short, and he's looking around like, uh-oh, now where do I go? Now what do I do?
Mm.
And I felt like that. It was like, okay, now I'm single. Now, this is great, this freedom and everything. Now where do I go? What do I do?
That's okay.
But you're right, little by little, step by step.
Yes,
I'm doing it.
yeah. There's no rush. You have eternity.
Yeah, true.
Yep.
Oh, I appreciate you talking to me.
Well, thank you for your patience, Joan, and perseverance. And I send you happy hugs and happy Valentine's Day.
The same back to you.
Thank you. Take care.
You.
Bye.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye. All right, so some of you are probably about now kind of, if you're on the East Coast, you're already thinking of, what do I have to serve up for dinner? Here's what you serve up for dinner. You serve up, the place is clean and calm when whomever the partner is that's coming home. You serve up soft music. And if you're going either in your home or out, you serve up this piece of the puzzle, which is a pretty much lost ingredient. You serve up eye contact. It is astounding to me that people aren't looking at each other anymore. You're missing the best part of one another. You're missing the innuendos. You're missing the soft shrug. You're missing all the signals is what you're missing. Some of those signals could be the partnership is complete, and some of those signals could be, hey, we're in this for the long haul, or hey, let's go deeper into this. So eye contact tonight of all nights, very, very important. And along with eye contact comes another little ingredient that people are very, very reluctant to give these days, and it's called being fully present to what the other person is saying. And I can just hear some of you now kind of rolling your eyes and whining that, well, they never say anything, or I don't care what they're saying. Well, that's because you've turned it off. So, and you're no longer interested, which of course to me says, why would you stay with the person? But then again, I'm a free spirit that doesn't quite get it anyway. So being fully present to what their experience on the journey of life is. So it's not that you're sitting there glued to the television and you just, not only is there no eye contact, but you're not present. I often question how many people are present for one another anymore, and not many people are. And red roses. Why red roses? Well, first of all, it's a universal expression of love and affection. So if you want a red rose and no one is bringing you a red rose for the day, go get yourself a red rose, which doubles back to the start of the program. You've got to love yourself. Bring yourself a flower if you want one. Don't be the victim. Don't be the martyr. Don't be the whiner. Do what you need to do for yourself. You're important. You've got to love you. With these red roses, now I've been saying the Southwest is not everyone's love corner. Well, what I was really trying to show you is you personally have your own love directions, and that is what can be activated for maximum opportunities. But the Southwest, it is one of the subliminal areas for anybody's partnership. So push comes to shove and you're totally boggled with what goes where, you could put a vase of red roses over in the Southwest. You actually could, and I wouldn't be too crazed. I'd be okay with it. You could put, the Chinese use a lot of mandarin ducks. When I had my shop, I think I must have sold 1 million pair of mandarin ducks, every size, shape, color, because mandarin ducks are a symbol of longevity, going the distance. And that's really, when you get into a relationship, it's hopeful. And for the most part, people tend to think of long-term and what can we do to make it work, or what can we do, okay? So the one thing you really do want to look at, in addition to what we've been talking about all this time, is in your home, is there a missing area? Is the love area missing? So first I would be looking at is the Southwest, is the generic area missing? Because if that's missing, you have to make an adjustment. And then once you know your personal love direction, is that perchance missing? So if an area is missing, meaning that your house is maybe an L shape, or there's a simple cutout or a bump out, if it's missing, there are ways to actually fill it in, which is very interesting. You kind of square off the house. In some cases, it could be, well, for example, I'll pick on the Southwest. If the Southwest area is missing, that actually could bring some problems to the female in the house, the mother of the house, the eldest daughter, if the grandmother's living at the house, or female problems. It could bring cancer. So you want to address the South. So how do we address it? You get a statue of, usually I would suggest to you, a goddess. Now, who's a goddess and what can you use? Well, in some religions, you might want to have a statue of the Madonna or the Blessed Mother. In some religions or belief systems, it would be Kuan Yin or Lakshmi, depending on what your propensity is toward. But it's a female energy that you want there. You could have simply a statue of a Chinese woman, or but the idea, and it should be cement, because cement is earth. So what we're doing is curing the hole. We're actually squaring off your house. And so let's suppose you have the Southwest is missing, and I would say, go stand in your yard, draw a mental line from each side of the house, and then right at that intersection, you would place the statue. You could also do it by putting a stone patio out in that area. Anything with stone or terracotta, something that's what we call big earth. And